So depending on who you are, you're either going to care about this or you won't care at all. But there's been some very crazy, important news going down with Gamigo, the company that picked up ArcheAge from Tryon Worlds. Tryon's name is still attached to it for some reason. Could be the transitioning. Who knows? Who cares? But they have a website or web page that's been teasing something new with a countdown. Now, it's been getting updated, so I haven't seen it lately. We're going to take a look at it in this video. But what I can tell you is that it's 100% ArcheAge. You can tell from the quotes that they're posting. So pretty much, for those of you that have no clue what's going on, it seems that they are teasing something new for ArcheAge. A new client, or a new server, a new game. Now previously, Tryon has had multiple fresh start servers. And it's kind of a running joke at this point that, oh, we're just going to get another fresh start server. These fresh start servers tend to be kind of pointless at this point, like cash grabs. A new server comes out, it gives everyone a chance to start over at the same pace. So people who have never played ArcheAge can join and finally get that ArcheAge experience without being far behind. People who left the game or people who felt they were under geared, everyone can start at the same time. These are fun because there's many areas in ArcheAge that once you hit end game, they just kind of, no one visits these areas anymore. But when you're leveling, the beginning experience, these areas are full of people and they are full of PvP. In fact, I think it's the best part of ArcheAge is the leveling experience, because once you get, 30, 40, you get put into these cross-faction zones where you pretty much have to fight people while questing. And that has just been one of my favorite MMO memories of all time, has been trying to hit, level 37 with a group of friends, but there's a group of reds that just won't let us level, and we end up fighting for hours. Some of the greatest shit ever. So let's get this out of the way. I'm an MMORPG channel, and that's what we cover here. This means a huge part of the people that watch me are very pessimistic. So for those of you who are about to comment, oh, this is just gonna be another shitty cash grab. Another fresh start server? No thanks. Gamigo? No thanks. ArcheAge? LOL. You're not original. That's not adding to the discussion. Thank you for your contribution to the comment section. Can we move forward now? Thank you so much. So this doesn't look like it's just another fresh start server. There's been many theories as to what this is going to be. Here's my guess. And here's what most people are thinking, that this is going to be a buy-to-play version of ArcheAge, and that there's going to be a ton of changes that make this the most different version of ArcheAge that we've ever experienced. Mainly that it won't be pay to win. We could be pessimistic and say, oh, well, this will just be another cash grab, but if you look at the website, they're posting multiple quotes of people who praise the game, but also say that the pay to win ruined it. I don't see a company doing that to just fuck us over a little bit later. Tryon, I can't really say that Tryon ever really confirmed that the fresh start servers would have no cash shop, no pay to win whatsoever. I mean, they kind of said that certain things wouldn't be in it. At the same time, this is Tryon, a company we're familiar with that has fucked us over and over and over, and is kind of known for doing so. This is Gamigo. I don't know their track record, but so far with ArcheAge, the game has been better since they picked it up. I know that in my ArcheAge in 2019 video, I had no clue about Gamigo, and I was going off word of mouth, and I said that some of my friends say that, in fact, it's even a bit worse. Well, I wouldn't even say it's Gamigo that has been making a bunch of the changes. I think Jake Song returned to ArcheAge and has been making it a better game, while Gamigo is just taking care of it. But if this is a new buy-to-play server, this would be a very big step in the right direction for Gamigo. Imagine one of the best MMORPGs out there. And if this goes through, for those of you that have never experienced it, this would be your chance. And for those of us that have been craving a reason to go back to ArcheAge, if the latest patch and update and catch-up system didn't attract you to the game, this would be it. A lot of us are looking for a new MMO, and if you look on the horizon, there just isn't much. You have Lost Ark, you have games like Blue Protocol, but at the same time, that seems so far just like a PvE game. There's nothing really there for many of us that love Eastern MMORPGs. And there's nothing wrong with going back to older games. WoW Classic is about to get dominated with players when that comes out. WoW Classic is going to be the best experience some of these players have ever had. Final Fantasy XIV just released an expansion, and now it's at an all-time high with ratings. In fact, it became one of my favorite games. ArcheAge recently brought players back, and they're enjoying it again like they used to. So it's not always a new game that we need. Sometimes older ones can bring that fun, but it's hard to have fun in games that you like when you realize how pay to win they are, or there's certain features that just really fuck it. Kind of got myself a little off topic, went off the railroad there. I think it was somewhere along the lines of, imagine Gamigo coming in, this company taking over what was one of the best games ever that was ruined. I mean, it was ruined so bad. People left. They didn't leave because of the game. They left because of like the people who took care of it and what they did to it. It wasn't the actual game itself. It was such a good game. We all remember it in a good way. Most of us that quit, it was mainly because Tryon. It wasn't because the game sucked. But, you know, if you also can't commit the grind to ArcheAge, then it made sense why you left. But Gamigo, imagine them coming in, they take over ArcheAge, they give us a new server, but this time not just a fresh start server. Maybe even a new client, who knows? It's the ArcheAge we've always wanted. And if it's buy to play like the rumors, then that's their way of making money. I would agree with that. Buy to play the game forever, but removing all the cash shop, the shitty cash shop elements, all the pay to win elements. Not only would this benefit Gamigo with money, but this would make them become one of the most respected publishers in the MMO game right now. For a lot of people, they would win a ton of trust. Lots of these companies just don't care these days. And even though this would be a good business move for them, it would still show that they care. They're catering to us who don't want a pay-to-win fucking version of ArcheAge. What I'm saying is they would be granting the wish of a lot of players. So rumor is that it's a buy-to-play version of ArcheAge. There's even rumors that it has instanced housing. But before we get more into it, let's actually look at the website, so I'm not just talking out of my ass at this point. 5 days, 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 7 seconds until they announce whatever this is. So before they only had these quotes right here, and then the green stuff was added recently with the check mark. Something I just saw, since I can't really read it to you guys since it's going very fast. 2 things, and these are what are forming more theories. Housing. Housing in ArcheAge is a cool thing. It's always been a cool thing, and I loved it because it's immersive. You have a house out in the world, but a lot of people hated it because some people couldn't get houses. Sometimes players would hoard areas, or sometimes people missed the times to claim houses because they were at work or other reasons, and this pissed people off. Theories are being formed that there will be instanced housing. Now, a lot of people like the idea of that because everyone gets a house. That's cool. Instanced housing is in a lot of games. I'm also not a big fan of it because there was something about having your house actually in the world of ArcheAge that made it feel more immersive and like important. But I do understand if they do choose to do instance housing, it would make sense. And then they also mentioned something about labor. Labor is a thing that also people weren't such a big fan of because it kind of makes you feel like you can't do certain activities until you wait a few days. Made people feel like they had to spend money to get the max amount of labor they could. Also made the game just feel more like a job. I know for me, if my labor was capped out and I was missing a day of playing ArcheAge, I'd have a fucking heart attack. I'm like, dude, I gotta log on and spend this labor, or gotta do this labor. And when it was out, sometimes I'd be like, damn it, like what I wanna do next? Why do I have to wait 5 hours? So they're trying to balance out labor as well. All of this confirms, yes, it's ArcheAge. It's 100% ArcheAge. So I think this video sums up my thoughts on what I think about it. This would be amazing. This would be the first time I kind of see something like that. Actually, WoW Classic was highly requested, and it took private servers to pretty much get Blizzard to be like, whoa, people really love this shit. Let's do it. Could be the same thing with this, because there's been private servers popping up where people are like, why don't you play on this private server? They have this and this kind of labor and this kind of cash out. For me, I don't like playing on private servers. I've explained this in other videos, so I'm not going to continue explaining, but you can't change my mind. You're wasting your breath if you're trying to convince me to play on private servers. If it's a game that's dead, like doesn't exist, then yes, I'll probably do it. But for games that still exist, especially in my opinion, if they aren't horrible, I do get that ArcheAge at one point was bad, but if you've watched my previous ArcheAge videos, you know that a lot has changed, and I think, or I thought, that the game was at its best. I haven't been playing lately, because we all know that 14 has been consuming my life. Once we get more information on this, I will probably make a follow-up video. For now, I'd like to know what you guys think. And yeah, I don't think this is don't get our hopes up. Personally, I don't believe this is going to be another cash grab where they lure us in, and then if it stops making, a certain amount of money, they just decide to fuck us, throw in cash shop items they said they wouldn't, or go pay to win. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to give Gamigo the benefit of the doubt because they're not Tryon. If you want to be pessimistic, disagree with that, and go along believing that every single game you play is always going to be ruined and always has stabbing you in the back as their goal, then totally understandable because you are an MMORPG player. With that being said, guys, I will catch you all in the next video. Have yourselves a damn good one. See you soon, friends.